Hey guys, I'm Sam. So, due to the recent circumstances, I haven't really been able to make any sort of video. I highly apologize for that, but life is difficult. Anyways, from now onwards, I am starting a new series, specifically Pokemon Radical Red. This is a ROM hack with increased difficulty and a few changes here and there, including all the Pokemon from Generation 1 to 8. I have actually played it a couple of times before, and my previous run was all about using it with Ash's anime team. Naturally, I won that. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to record it, so I decided to do it again. However, doing it again with Ash's team would have been sort of boring, so I decided why not do something unique this time? So this is Pokemon Radical Red with only Gary's team challenge. Gary, as you all know, is Ash's first and probably most iconic rival, and why he has over 200 Pokemon on his disposal, I can only use few specific ones. That means I cannot use any sort of Pokemon which he has not caught. I am allowed to use Aerodactyl because although Gary didn't caught it, he technically revived it, so he has good authority over that Pokemon. Most of Gary's Pokemon are fully evolved, they are not readily available in the wild, so I am allowed to catch their prevos. For example, since Gary has a Houndoom, I am allowed to catch a Houndour and later evolve it into one. Yeah guys, that's simply fair. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's start this run. For the first video, I will be simply covering my journey from Pallet Town to Pewter City and obtaining Gym Leader Brock's badge. So let's start the video. So I started my run by naming myself Gary and my rival was named Ash. Due to the obvious reasons. There are 3 starter Pokemon on the bench, and as we all know, the starter Gary chose was a Squirtle, so naturally it is the same Pokemon I will go with. Ash chose Bulbasaur since there's no Pikachu allowed, and we started our fight. This is again fair since Ash in the anime owns a Bulbasaur as well. The typical main character versus rival first fight went on, and I somehow survived since I had a berry with me. Usually this fight is a piece of cake, but as you can see, the AI is more smarter here. That's why I was having some trouble, but in the end I managed to score the KO. Ash lost our first rival fight, and I went to collect our team. The first Pokemon I encountered was Hoothoot, which I like previously mentioned is a Pokemon Gary used at one point, but it is not confirmed to be his. Hence, I caught the Hoothoot. Next up, I'm going to catch a Pokemon which he actually did have in his main team, being a Fiero. Since there are no Fiero around naturally, I have to catch a Spearow. Fortunately, I found a decent one who somehow managed to survive my Squirtle's bubble attack. Yeah, that's more than enough worthiness to become my Pokemon. Welcome to the team, Spearow. After doing that, I went to the PC, and as you all guessed, I am going to store that Hoothoot of mine. Yep. Like, even if I was going to use Hoothoot, I could not have evolved it, could I? So it was not much of my use. Anyways, the next encounter is a Houndour, which will later evolve into Houndoom. This is extremely fitting Pokemon for this run because not only is Houndoom a Pokemon which Gary owns, but Mega Houndoom is apparently for some reason the mascot of this game. Yep, I am definitely getting this one. After a few tries, I finally managed to catch a decent one. Good job, Spearow. Brandon is this game's exclusive rival. He is not found in Pokemon Fire Red, and it's time to battle him. He has two Pokemon at his disposal, being Corphish and Trico. This is again interesting because Gary's rival, Ash, had caught both of these Pokemon at some point in time. I think it's a nice reference. That Corphish kept on using Harden over and over again, which really annoyed me. I decided to use a simple rapid spin to score the KO while increasing my speed, because the next Pokemon is Trico, which is pretty fast and a grass type. I don't want to take any risk with him. I used rapid spin or Trico to get a good chunk of his health. He used Leer to lower my defenses, but I don't care, I will keep spamming rapid spin to score the win. And being the good guy Brandon is, he gave me two items, being the EXP share and the stat scanner. For a game like Radical Red, these two are very vital. So thanks Brandon. It's time to battle my rival Ash again. Ash has surprisingly caught a Starly. Cool, because his anime counterpart owns one as well, who eventually evolved into a Staraptor. Man, this run has been very accurate to the anime so far. My Squirtle finally managed to score the KO against Starly, but Ash's next Pokemon is Bulbasaur, who is a pretty high level and knows strong moves like Magical Leaf for my Squirtle to stand any chance. I went into red health but finally managed to put one single rapid spin attack. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to score the KO, so I decided to use Tail Whip since I was going to faint anyway. Now I have only two Pokemon left, but that's not really an issue because Bulbasaur is a grass type and has already been affected by Tail Whip, so two picks will get the job done. And won my second rival battle against Ash. This little detail might surprise you all, but Ash and Gary had only battled 3 times in the anime. The first being Pikachu vs Eevee, which happened at the end of the Orange Saga. Then Charizard vs Blastoise, the whole 6 vs 6 battle, which happened at the end of the Johto League. And the one battle which they had at the end of the Battle Frontier. The thing is, in this game, grinding is kind of difficult because there are level caps for every gym. For Gym Leader Brock, the level cap is 15. aka after reaching level 15, my Pokemon gain experience very slowly. Like, can you see this? They are getting like 1 or 2 EXP. That's so low. At this rate, I will never be able to beat anyone. I first have to beat Falconer, and he is pretty tough. And since I have only 3 Pokemon with me, I can't take the risk with such a low level team. I went through the list and realized that this game gives you the opportunity to get a Geodude early on. They probably know that many people got stuck at the Falconer fight. So the fight against Falconer starts, and Squirtle unfortunately faints. But that's fine because if my calculations are right, then Geodude is going to sweep. Rufflet used Roost and I used Rollout. Rufflet used Roost again. I used Rollout again. Rufflet got healed due to the berry juice. He will still take damage, from the rollout. Rollout is just too powerful at this point. Rollout is a move that gets more and more powerful the more you use it. So I figured that this is the best move for this fight, especially with Geodude's decent defenses. By the time of Corvus Squire, it got so strong that it was just OHKOing everything. Thanks to Geodude, I managed to score the win against Falconer, and since he doesn't have a badge, I simply get a TM for Roost. So Brock has 4 Pokemon and I have 4 too, so it's a pretty fair game. He went out with his Alolan Geodude while I have the normal one. He used Bulldoze, decreasing my speed, and I decided to use Magnitude. Magnitude got him in red health, but thanks to Sturdy he survived. I decided to switch Pokemon since I don't really want Geodude to faint. I went out with Spearow figuring that Geodude would use Bulldoze again and Spearow will be unaffected by it. One Pike attack is more than enough to score the KO. Brock's next Pokemon is Onix, which Spearow cannot do much against. His strongest move against him, Pursuit, is doing so less damage to begin with. I went out with my Squirtle. Onix probably had Sturdy, but thanks to Spearow's Pursuit earlier, Squirtle managed to win just fine. Brock went out with Vulpix, which is probably going to use Incinerate, so I went out with Houndour, who has Flash Fire. But Brock makes the smart play of switching into Arcade. Arcade is just too strong for Houndour to handle and he just goes down in one hit. Anyways, I still have a few Pokemon left, so I went out with my Geodude. Arcade used Roost and I used Rollout. Falconer battle flashbacks, He kept on spamming Roost while I kept on spamming Rollout. Next up he sent his last Pokemon Vulpix, which is probably an anime reference. And that Vulpix actually knows hidden power, which is probably grass or water or something. And as a result, my Geodude faints, Vulpix versus Squirtle in the final fight. Brock once said, yeah, and if Brock's wording is true, then I am pretty much screwed. I made the smart play of using Rapid Spin on my second last turn, cause Vulpix is outspeeding me and if it continues, then I am going to lose. Rapid Spin increased my speed just enough for a Water Pulse to score the KO. Ooh, that was pretty scary. I almost lost there. And that pretty much settles the first gym battle of the game. Honestly, it was not as tough as I expected and I managed to win just fine. Next time I'm going to go and try battle Misty for the Cascade badge. Thanks for watching and I will see you all next time.